Preparing the research design needs a conceptual structure within which research is to be conducted, and it actually gives the relevant evidence with minimal expenditure. The research design is specific to the purpose of research that will be conducted. It also means obtaining the informations which are good enough, which are going to give a good reasoning, as well as it has got impact with skills, as well as with the time and the cost. So yes, one sample design is where selecting few items from the universe of our study purpose. So deliberate sampling, you have different ways in which this sampling data to be taken, which is nothing but we are procuring the data in several ways, with the systematic sampling, stratified sampling, quota sampling, cluster sampling, area sampling, multi-stage sampling, sequential sampling. So collecting data could be from any other sources, such as encyclopedias, journals, bibliographies, books. So all some telephonic interviews conducted, personal interviews conducted, questionnaires through the mails, schedules. It is possible to collect the data. So execution of a project is where a systematic manner in which it has to be carried out, where training of the interviewers have to be done, then structured questionnaires have to be prepared, the standard of accuracy has to be maintained, a contingency of unforeseen should be seen. So when we sort out a data, in analyzing a data, we have to sort out and categorize the raw data. Statistical inferences have to be drawn to that, and then coding, computer coding of the tools, or the tools have to be taken. We have to validate the data, then compare it to the tables and charts. Then you will have to we'll have to find what is the supporting or the conflicting with the original work that has been carried out to the new hypothesis that is drawn out of that. So in hypothesis testing, we have different tests that could be conducted, which is nothing but like T square test, T test, F test. So establishment of new hypothesis by generalizing, it is possible. So generalization is nothing but once the testing is done with for the hypothesis, several times it may be possible for the researcher to arrive at generalization. So try to explain findings on the basis of same theory, and then scope for the further research. So with all this, finally a report has to be prepared for the thesis. So the preliminary pages will be consisting of title of the project, date of the acknowledgement, forward, table of contents, list of the tables, figures. The main text will be more focused with the introduction on the topic of the research chosen. Literature review enormously will have to be conducted in order to find the gap between the previous work to the new approach of work that has to be carried out, and there would be several methodologies with which experimentation would be conducted. So all that has to be clearly drafted, results, and then discussions and the conclusions have to be taken. So the end matter will depend upon the appendage and the bibliography. So if the work has to be acknowledged as a good research, the purpose should be clearly defined and the concept has to be clearly explained. The research procedure should be described in sufficient details. So procedural design should be carefully planned to yield objective oriented results. So the researcher should report with complete openness or frankness in order to get the results effectively. There should not be any flaws in the procedural design, and estimates their effects upon the findings. Analysis of the data should be done sufficiently adequate to reveal its significance, and other methods of the analysis should be used appropriately. So the conclusions have to be confined to those justified by data of the research and limited to those for which data provided are adequate. Greater confidence in research is warranted if the researcher has got has a good reputation in research and is a person of integrity. So, a good research is always systematic, logical, empirical, and replicable. It will consist of all the procedures followed with a particular mm, way, and also logic has been used during the process in during the time of carrying out the project. Research, empirical, some formulas, some derivations, some theories could be possible, and then it is this should not end up by by provi- by giving no room for research again. Hence, it has to be made in such a way that further research should be possible. So many times iterations would help in arriving at a proper result. Hence, it becomes more relevant in pursuing further. There are several problems which are encountered by researchers in India, especially it is because of the lack of training in the scientific research. It is insufficient interaction with the outside world is also a reason, where it includes on business establishments, government departments, research institutions. So, business units are often reluctant in supplying the needed information to the researchers. Research studies overlapping one another are under quite often. They do not exist a code of conduct for the researchers. So, there are adequate difficulties with raising the funds for the experimental processes. There is deficiency for getting the adequate technology backup timely. There could be not satisfactory support from the library management and many other places. There also needs study materials such as acts, reports which were previously conducted helps in further understanding. There also needs acts, rules, and other government publications in time. Timely availability of the published data will be useful, and other agencies doing this job will help in carrying out the research effectively. The problem of conceptualization and also the problems relating to the process of data collection and the related things would arise. So this is how the there are problems in carrying out the research in Indian conditions, but still there has been lot of research work which is carried out in order to ensure that mm, the new inventions would help in exploring many products that would help the society in many way. So this is about the mm, research and its significance. Thank you.